the Unfiltered Union Podcast.
50.
You turned 50?
50th episode.
Oh, gotcha. I'm Lindz.
I would hope that you know how old I am. We've been married for 76 years.
And you're?
35.
I said I'm Lindz.
Oh. Oh, this is already starting off very nice. I'm Russ.
Thanks. There we go. Okay. 50th episode.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Does that include when we tried this back in 2016?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Well, the thing, though, is we have a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
We have a bunch that were awful. And I'm not saying the content was awful.
No.
The quality was awful because we had no idea what we were doing and we just did it.
And we didn't have a studio like we have today. We didn't.
This ain't really a studio. Look at our background decorations.
You did such a good job.
It's a pair of headphones.
It looks so good.
Oh my god!
I mean, that's a good feat. We've been doing it for 50 episodes. And
this go around has been over a year and 3 months. I think we started in March of last year.
Wow, I didn't realize it had been that long.
So it's been over a year.
But we've had guests come on this go round.
Yeah, that's a new thing for us, is doing the guest thing.
Absolutely. But I think our core is typically when we do episodes where it's you and me, right? We talk about.
Don't go to HR.
I'm gonna use my hands. Where you and I talk about what's happening in the world or with us, but it always comes back to we can have our own opinions and still be married at the end of the day.
And not get mad.
Right.
Well, I mean, we do get mad.
Not at each other, though.
We get over it.
Right. You don't have to end your marriage or end your friendship or end your friendship online just because you don't agree with somebody.
For sure. I don't know why you would.
Well, people do, and they're crazy.
I don't get it.
Let's kick it off with our kiddo got her ears pierced this weekend.
Super random. She asked this week. We've been asking her ever since she was born. We asked her as an infant, do you want your ears pierced?
We did not.
She said, yeah, after she shat herself. But no, we've been asking her for a long time, and she never wanted to because she's afraid. Of course, that's scary to kids. Needles.
Well, we don't lie to her, right? We show her videos of other people doing it. We explain the process. I never want my child to be uneducated about a decision she's about to make.
Right, for sure. And she finally came up to us this week and said, I want to go get my ears pierced. And we're like, we'll take you this weekend. And we went, and I was going to bet money that she was going to chicken out at the last second. And she didn't.
Mm-hmm. It was the sushi.
She went for, oh yeah, you can buy that kid off with sushi. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen, but you can definitely buy this kid off with sushi.
She's 9 and loves sushi.
And we're not talking just California roll. We're talking raw fish on top of a chunk of rice.
Yep. Tuna sushi.
Yeah. Tuna sushi. She loves tuna.
Mm-hmm.
Raw tuna or salmon. She's a big salmon fan. Yeah.
But we went to the mall and we did the Claire's route, hate us if you want. But I think for me, that's where I got all of my piercings done. I've never had an issue. So that's the route she wanted to go as well because she wanted to buy additional earrings while we were there.
Oh, and they were very caring about how she felt. We said, if you're going to do it, you have to do it right. You have to get both pierced. And they said, oh, don't worry about that because we'll have 2 people doing it, which was super nice because not just her chickening out, but getting one done and being like, ow, that hurt.
Done.
Yeah, I'm not doing the other one, which would suck.
Right.
Because she wants both. Well, they brought a second person in and they did everything at once.
Yep. And it went really well. There was no tears.
She didn't even cry.
I know. I was
stronger than me.
No, she bossed it, let's just say. But while we were there, her thing is also escalators, but as long as she gets to ride a couple escalators, she's happy at the mall.
Other than Claire's, the trip was free. I mean, food, but you have to eat. The trip was free. She loves escalators. And that's free.
Yeah.
Go to Macy's and ride the fucking escalator up and down and you're good to go.
She was happy. But what surprised me is she and my daughter She and my daughter. My daughter and I, goodness. We go to the
Okay.
We go to the mall very sparingly. Typically it's like to return stuff like from Christmas or to just get out of the house for a bit, ride the escalators, get sushi. But other than that, we don't venture out to the mall very often. And most of the time it has been pretty not empty, but there aren't many people there. Today it was bumping.
Oh, yeah. It was packed. That food court, you had to be lucky to find a seat.
Right.
Which was good. I like seeing that because people, even though the economy's not really good, people are still, I guess they're trying, trying to go out and about and do things with their families because it's expensive.
For sure.
Claire's cost us, what was it, $85 just for the piercing?
Yep.
I mean, we did upgrade the earring, but we wanted to make sure she got, what is it called? Like
Gold
because it's anti-allergen or whatever.
Right. It's supposed to be more for sensitive ears, but there's lots of debate as to what Claire's provides. But it all came down to her choice as to where and what to do after. But ultimately, the fact that the mall was so packed, I feel like there were a lot of people there. And I keep hearing that malls are dying. Right? Like malls are becoming a thing of the past. They were big when they first came out in the 70s, 80s. And then, throughout my childhood, I was at the mall every weekend.
Oh my God. Not just your childhood. When we started dating you were 14?
14.
I was 15. You were at the mall every weekend. I remember calling you on Saturdays. I'll call you right back. I'm at the mall. I'm like, how the fuck do you have so much money?
We didn't. It was just the thing to do, something to do. Kind of like when I take our kiddo out. It's, go out, have lunch, and ride. No, we didn't have escalators at our mall in Virginia. But anyways, so the idea that malls are dying, I'm like, that doesn't seem like that's proof.
Today kind of changed my mind. So what I think about that is maybe that high rent type deal is dying. Like, I couldn't imagine the rent at a mall, but a store owner, maybe they just couldn't afford. I don't know. I keep spinning it around in circles with this because I feel like most businesses can't afford that massive high mall rent, I would assume, especially in the economy the way it is right now. So is that what they're talking about? Malls dying because the people that own the malls are like, I'm not making any money anymore because people don't want to pay this rent.
Well, I feel like that kind of goes back and forth with the idea of COVID, right? And remote work, that people still today want jobs of remote work, but companies are like, we've spent billions of dollars on infrastructure. You're bringing your asses back.
Yeah, well, that's not, I don't know. That's not good. I think it should be a choice.
Well, I agree, but I'm just saying, like, when you think of the idea of infrastructure, if a mall already is built, right, and you essentially are renting out to tenants, so you're saying that high rent is a thing of the past.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't know if that's what they mean. Because what I saw today, malls ain't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
That place was freaking packed.
Yeah.
And people were in every single store we walked by. Claire's was packed.
Yeah. Was there a tax refund? Could it be tax refund? No.
I thought
I don't even think it's tax-free weekend. Like, I'm trying to think.
Well, I know that because of the hurricane stuff down here in Florida, they do like a tax-free month or something, I thought.
Yeah, but that's on like generators and I forget what else. No. No, but speaking of things being expensive, you told me today about Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon Alexa.
Not in here. Okay. Good.
They are, from what I read, they're planning on charging something for the next generation of Alexa, which is all this generative AI, your chat GPTs, your large language model type assistants, not just Alexa, turn my lights off type shit. It's like you can converse with it, things of that nature. They're talking about there's going to be a price tag for it. Now, some people have said $5 and some people have said all the way up to $10. I feel like Amazon fumbled so hard on this generative AI stuff. It is mind-boggling. They have, I'm pretty sure they're the number one home speaker type deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Amazon Alexa type shit. They're the number one retailer for that. You have literally millions of these units in people's houses.
Yeah.
You should have been the first company out there to release some kind of generative AI on those things.
Well, it sounds like they're still going to be.
Yeah, but they're late. Now it's like they're late and they're not doing it like charging money for it is nuts.
But if they're trying to put a device in your house, whole new device, it's an Apple Play, right?
No, they're not doing it's not going to need whole new devices. It's all server based.
Oh,
all your devices that you have. That's what I'm saying. Everybody that has an Alexa, I'm pretty sure has the capability of this new large language model.
So you're like upgrading your software on your existing Echo.
It sends all your queries to the cloud. Yeah, it sends all your queries to the cloud. So it can work on essentially anything. So the fact that they are.
So it's essentially software as a service.
Right.
That you can put on any device.
Well, you can put it's going to be a pay for upgrade for your existing Alexa devices.
Okay. So I guess I don't understand what the benefit would be.
Well, you could ask it a lot of different things and converse with it, like say, hey, my wife's birthday's tomorrow. Give me 10 good ideas for a birthday party that are
sounds like you've done this.
That are local to blah, blah, blah. And it will spit it out. It's smart. It's a really good freaking idea. But why aren't they? They should be moving a lot faster than they are. Everybody else is.
When I think of the AI, chat GPT, those type things, like those are more for, what do I want to say? Like when you ask Alexa a question, I don't want to make it go off in our house. If you ask it a question, then your response that you get back, it's already searching the web, right? So to me, the chat GPT becomes more about like deep dive prompts, I guess. So if you're doing a research paper, like it can help you with the research paper. If you're doing just how do you fix an Excel formula? I've done that.
Smart way to do it though.
Well, I know, but like putting that on your Echo Dot, we'll call them, in your house, which is an Amazon product, what benefit do you have of that versus what it already does?
Well, I think part of it is like what I said. You could ask questions like that. You could say, hey, give me 7 different action movies or something like that from different eras that I can add to my playlist. Anything, really. It'll integrate with the, your music software. Make a playlist for Tay-Tay.
I am starting to feel like such an old person.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, how are you going to use that technology? Like, that's how I feel.
Yeah, but it's got a lot. I don't even know how much, like what else the Alexa can do and, the next gen Alexa can do inside of your house. But it's mostly, I would assume it's mostly things that you can already do with Google search and things like that. But instead of typing, you just talk. You converse in natural language instead of, going to Google and say, find me 5 things to do tonight in Tampa.
I guess. I'm old. We said it at the beginning, right? We're in our mid-30s, and I just feel like
it's going to change
we're
a lot.
getting so old with how all this technology is being used and implemented and trying to, it was all about smart homes a few years ago, right? So the Echo Dots were a thing.
That's why I think they're fumbling hard, because they were like your smart home hub, and now they're trying to move it into this generative AI stuff. And it's like, you should have done that a year ago.
Maybe, probably true. But I don't know. What difference? It doesn't feel like a difference that from what it does now.
It's smarter.
But, okay, fine.
Instead of because half the time you say, Alexa, tell me who was born last month. What famous people were born last month. Half the time it's like, durr.
Well, it's a contributor.
Yeah, right.
Gave this response,
but now it's like real time, searching the web, pulling in data. It's really cool.
Yeah,
but I personally would not pay $10 or even $5 a month for that. I'm not doing it. I use my phone.
Yeah, at this point, because I guess that's your point, right? They've missed the mark.
Yeah.
And you just will use your phone,
right?
Because it's readily available.
Exactly. Everybody's got a phone. Most people have, and look, Apple's doing Apple Intelligence, which cracks me up so bad. I just feel so. Yeah, it's just that's the thing now. It's a AI arms race, and we'll all.
Yeah, but they're the only ones charging for it so far.
Amazon.
Yeah.
No, they're all Apple's not going to charge for it. Google charges for Gemini Advanced, and ChatGPT has ChatGPT Plus plan.
Is Copilot built into Microsoft?
It is, but you have to pay for it. Like if you have Microsoft Copilot for your business, I think it's an extra cost per user. I think it's actually pretty expensive too. It's like $30 a month per user.
Jeez.
I think.
Well, guess what else is going up in price?
Life.
That's a good answer. Spotify.
Yeah, that's bullshit, man. I'm about sick of them.
We use Spotify a lot.
I love it.
Even our kiddo has it. She's got the Spotify Kids version. Yeah. I mean, we have it for our family, and
we have a family plan.
Right? And it's got. I love it because it has all of our like songs ever. Right? Ever.
That's the issue.
And I can't imagine not having that.
So I have found services that will transfer your playlist and your like songs to another service.
So one thing you need to know about Russ, technology is his thing, right? You're all about technology and you love finding the new best thing.
Me nerd.
Yeah. But when we switch profiles over and over again, I've lost things in the past.
It's not my fault.
No, I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm saying that I've lost things. I don't want to lose my like songs.
I know. That's why we do the services that allow the transfer. I've done it with Apple Music before.
Or we just bite the bullet and we keep Spotify.
I want to switch out of principle right now.
I understand.
Because it's a constant. It hasn't stayed the same price. It seems like they increase it once a year now.
I feel like everybody's doing that though.
Yeah,
not only Spotify, Netflix is doing it. You've got Amazon Prime. You've got like all of these subscription services are just going up. And I don't understand why. It's like, are you not meeting your subscriber count?
I don't know.
But I can't imagine that's true.
But they wonder why people are cutting the cord and not having cable TV. It's like that stuff is so freaking expensive.
Uh-huh.
And we are being subscription to death.
Right.
Everything's a subscription anymore.
Yep. It's like rent.
You can't, if you cancel Spotify, boom, your music library's gone.
Yep.
That's crap. You own nothing.
I would be very sad. I would probably slip into a deep, dark depression. No, I'm just kidding.
It's just weird, though, that's how everything is now. Even gaming is like that.
Yeah, you said that before. You don't own games anymore.
You don't own games. There was a game that I can't remember. It came out a couple of years ago or whatever, but they just closed down the servers. It's like, okay, then let me play it single player. No, it requires an online connection to the server to play. So you can't even play that game anymore at all. Even if you want to just play it by yourself, you cannot play it, even though you bought it.
That's sad.
It's a bunch of crap. I remember going to the freaking store, buying a disc, sticking it in the console, and I could play that thing whenever I wanted.
Right.
Unplug the internet from it, and I could still play it. Not anymore.
Sad.
I don't like it. It's kind of freaky to me.
You don't own anything anymore.
You own nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the world WEF, what is it?
World Environmental Federation?
Something like that.
Water Environmental Federation?
No, I think it's World.
Okay, regardless.
Anyway, WEF, I think they said something like that. They had a quote on their website. In the future, you will own nothing and you'll be happy.
That's a very philosophical thing to say. Because if you think about it, does it mean less responsibility or more responsibility? Who has the responsibility? There's a lot to unpack there.
You own nothing? That's not good.
But I know, but is it a shifting of responsibility? Is it I have responsibility or no more responsibility because I don't own it? It's like the idea of who is responsible. Where does that go?
No, it means if you stop paying your card.
I understand fundamentally what it means.
It's messed up.
But philosophically.
But then again, as of right now, you technically don't really own anything, even if you pay your freaking house off.
Or depending on what state you live in, but if you pay your car off,
you're still paying taxes.
Right.
Why?
Lord knows.
It's not right.
Back to Spotify. So, all the services are doing it. I personally can't imagine not having my liked songs. I understand their services, but I can't imagine not having Spotify.
Well, I like Spotify's interface a lot, and that's my biggest issue is I've tried Apple Music, wasn't much of a fan of their interface, but it's something I can work through.
Can you?
And YouTube Music is actually, they've got a family plan, and it actually includes ad-free YouTube. So I was thinking, if I have to pay that, it's going to be like $21 a month for us, I think, because of taxes. Why not just pay an extra $1 and have YouTube ad-free included? Because we watch a lot of YouTube. We
will talk about the budgetary standpoint of that, maybe off camera.
We're about to fight.
But no, it's not a fight. It's not a fight. Spotify is probably going to be the same cost as what you're just talking about. So you're talking about on principle again.
I'm talking about on principle, and you get more bang for your buck with YouTube Music. Ad-free YouTube is shit.
Fair. I want to shift gears. Not totally, but a little bit here. The idea of music, right? You and I have talked about this a lot. We enjoy music in general. Like if you look at our liked songs, we do it every year, right? One of our podcasts is, let's go through our, what do they call it? The wrap up.
Yeah, Spotify wrap up, which we won't get anymore because we're canceling it.
Stop it. So we do the wrap up every year, and our playlists are pretty diverse. I mean, yours leans a little heavy on our 9-year-old because she does use yours to play music throughout the house. It's just what it's tied to. But anyways, mine is very diverse, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, you're weird.
I like it all. I'm talking classical music, jazz, all the way through country, rock, rap.
Spoons.
I do like folk, but
Charlie Marks is good.
He really is. So when we think about country music, you and I have talked about this a lot. But I
know
think
exactly who you're going to talk about too.
No, it doesn't have to be just that one individual artist. I want to talk about it as a broad landscape. Country music to me is having an identity crisis.
There's no such thing as country music anymore.
Right. I feel like we have very small subcategories of country music now, and there's not one true sound of country music anymore. And maybe that's not a bad thing, but when I hear songs...
By who?
By Hardy, which is your new favorite artist right now. Even our kiddo likes Hardy.
Yeah.
But when you hear songs by Hardy, or when I do, I don't automatically think country.
I never think country. Okay, right. There's a couple that may sound, but they even don't sound country. It's like more of that poppy.
And he talks about redneck life. He talks about, country living. But
it's not country.
The actual sounds are not country. There is no regular guitar. No, it is an electric guitar.
And it's metal.
Right. It is metal.
He screams. He growls.
Yeah. Is there double bass? Because I feel like there should be.
I think there is in some of his stuff.
Right. So to me,
that's
Hardy
not country.
Is more, if we're going to call him country, he's country rock. or country metal.
I saw somebody call him Tennessee new metal.
Okay. I can see new metal.
Nashville new metal.
Okay.
I think is what they said. I guess. I don't know.
He's not the only one, though. He's not the only one in
Luke
country
Bryan
music.
isn't country.
He is pop, right?
Know, yeah.
And you have Shabuzi is a new one.
Just because you sing about country stuff doesn't make you country.
Right.
Like hunting and fishing and loving every day. That's not country.
And I'm not taking away from the fact that he is from the South. He's from Georgia. Like, he is a country boy. Okay, fine. But your music, like, if we go back to the roots of country, Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
You've got all the other names are blanking on me right now. But you've got people from that generation where country really came from, right?
Yep.
That's not this.
No.
And that's okay.
Can you call someone, like, what if Eminem started rapping about living in the South? That's not
Detroit.
I'm just saying. But that's kind of what's happening, though.
Right. And like Shabuzi is another example. Shabuzi is country pop, right? Like all of his music, he sure is talking about things in country life, but the sound, right, is pop.
How is he talking about country life? He lives in he's from Woodbridge.
Well, I mean, we're from Virginia, and
I'm not country.
Well, a lot of people say that Virginia is the country. And
okay.
I'm like, which part?
Yeah, not DC area.
Nope, which Woodbridge is in. But to that, and the last one that I'll bring up is Chuck Morris. This is a new name to me. He was on my Spotify radio list of new artists to listen to.
You almost said Chuck Norris. We'd have been screwed.
Morris. But he was actually rapping in a country song.
Okay.
And I'm like, again, fine, country rap, maybe. But if we go back to the roots of what country was and is, then you would see that it's not this.
Country isn't, there's no such thing as country anymore.
That's what it feels like, honestly. And that's kind of sad.
Didn't Beyonce just do a country album?
Well, again, she is from Texas. She is from, I think it's Houston, and she has a background that I believe many would say is a country background. So sure, that's who if that's who you are, but the sound of the song, which is Texas Hold'em, I think is the song. But anyways, I've said it many times. I'm not a huge Beyonce fan. Anyways, but that song has more of a pop sound.
That's all of it. And
that's okay. So it's country pop.
Yeah.
So I don't think what country music was exists anymore.
It doesn't.
And that's kind of sad.
Yeah, I agree. But I still like Hardy.
I mean, I love Shabuzi. I like the Chuck Morris song.
Yeah.
I like all of the Hardy songs that you've been listening to.
Do you like the Beyonce song?
I do. It's catchy.
Do you like it?
I do. It's catchy.
I haven't even listened to it, and I don't plan on it.
Not your genre. I get it, but it is a very catchy song. A lot of her music is catchy.
Well, no, that's not true. I do listen to country now because I like Hardy.
Get out. Just leave.
It doesn't make sense. It's so weird.
But to double down on country here, let's stick with the South, right? So I've been watching on Netflix the new season of Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders. It's an awesome show. I love that show. I watched it back when it was on CMT. I have a dance background. I used to dance. So I love it. I like watching the auditions and I like watching the auditions. I like seeing them perform. I really enjoy that show. And one of the things they said on the show really just caught my interest, though. They, as in the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders, I'm just going to say specific to them because it was on that show, were saying that they have a very low salary, meaning they get paid. Meaning they get paid as much as a Chick-fil-A worker. So I'm assuming that means minimum wage, right? I don't see how they can expect more. So the way it was explained in the show is they are their own business unit. They bring in their own funds, their own money, because they sell Barbies, they sell calendars, they sell uniforms.
Go to events.
Right. They go to events, make appearances, they get paid. So that makes sense, right? They're their own business unit. But I can't imagine that business unit making so much money that they could afford to pay these dancers more than that.
I don't either. They don't exist without football.
True.
And I know, okay, that there may be some people that go to the football game to watch them.
Mhm.
That's fine. But most people at a football game are there to watch football.
Yep.
And that's
they
why,
are part of the experience.
right.
For sure.
But that's why the football players make millions and they don't.
Mm-hmm.
They're a sideshow. I'm not insulting any of them. They have skills.
Right. If you go to a concert, there is the main event.
Right.
And there are opening acts.
Right. They're an opening act.
Right.
It's the same with the WNBA and all that stuff. It's like, if you want more money, you need to go out there and get more people to show up.
To show up, to pay for your stuff.
Buy merch.
Right.
Yep. All that. You need more people to show up to your games because I don't know, what's the Dallas Cow? I think it was like 39,000 people can fit in the Cowboy Stadium or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was more than that because
Okay,
they can fit. They said it on the show. They could fit 5 Astrodomes inside of the Dallas Cowboy Stadium.
Oh, okay, so I don't know. I don't know what the number is, but
it's huge.
I'm just saying, you've got X amount of people that go there to see the football players buying tickets, buying merch, buying food. But then when you swap it over in obviously different arenas, but if you swap it over to the WNBA, they're not filling stands.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not.
Right.
And when
it's not as popular as the NBA.
It's not. So people complaining about a business that isn't paying them more doesn't make sense to me. It's still a business.
Yep. Still has to make profit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
A football team is a business. A basketball team is a business. How can I pay you more than what we're making?
Right.
It makes no sense.
Yep. No, I agree. In the amount of work that they do out in their community, like the outreach that they're doing, like they do a lot, it seems, for their Dallas community. And I'm not trying to negate that, but when you look at their business unit, how much they bring in, their net revenue, right? And then they have to subtract all of their liabilities, which is payroll. I'm sure that is actually probably taking up a good chunk of the revenue. And then whatever's left is profit.
Are they self-sufficient?
Yes.
You see, that's cool.
Yeah, they are self-sufficient. But to your point, they are the opening act. They are part of the show.
Right.
They are not the main event.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to make more money, they should go out and do events by themselves.
Well, like, think of the Rockettes, right?
Yeah,
Rockettes do a whole show.
Right. Go do parades. Go sell tickets.
How much the Rockettes get paid?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying, though, to make more money, you have to do more events, not 8 games a year.
Yep. Well, and one of the things they also brought up in the show is the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders have to be in the community, right? They have to be presenting themselves in a way that they're America's sweethearts. And they all seem to do that really well. However, there's a lot of control there by the Dallas Cowboys brand, if you will, as to what they're involved in, right? Rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, they're Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders.
Right. They can't fraternize or date any of the football players, right? That's one of the rules. Well, I also have a personal friend, real life scenario situation, who posted something on her social media that she did amazing with the writing, right? It was very professionally written. It was on her specific page. And the company that she worked for did not agree with it, took offense to it. So the idea that a company that you work for, or organization you work for, can control those things or have a say in it even.
Right.
Seems like a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
A little overstepping there, but
yeah, I mean, especially if you're not really in a public facing position.
Well, that's my question to you. Do you think companies should be able to have an opinion on what you post on social media or what you're involved in, who you date? Ooh, I stumped him.
I don't know. I'm trying to think because I can see it going both ways. It's job dependent. If you are a public facing person, like you're the mayor of something, and you got busted dating your assistant or something like that, you're probably going to get in shit.
Maybe. Unless you're both unmarried and it's a...
Okay, say it's a
extramarital situation.
Yeah, say it's something that's it's frowned upon in this establishment.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't. It's strange to me. I don't own a business.
Right.
But I could also see where if I did own a business and somebody was out there and they were clearly associated with my business being a fucker, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I'd probably shit can them.
Well,
and that's my right as a business owner.
True.
And that's it's your right to post what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also my right to not like what you post and ask you to take it down. And if you don't like it, then I could let you go.
Or vice versa. You can leave, right?
Yeah, right.
Everyone has choices in the situation to matter. I guess in the specific situation and scenario with my friend, like what she posted about, to me, it had no harm, no foul on anything that had to do with where she was working. So
sounds more like an excuse.
Agreed. It sounds like they were looking for something to complain about with her, and they found something. But she did what she felt was best in that situation. She took down her post and left it at that. Moved on essentially.
For sure.
But ultimately, that damages the relationship unless...
Yeah, and that's when you go.
Right.
Because it's like, all right, you guys are going to like stick your nose in all my business.
Right.
I'm not here. I'm not working right now. Then it's your choice to leave.
Well, on top of that, it's almost like it was one of her values.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say it. It was about Pride Month. She posted something about Pride Month and the company didn't agree with it and essentially said that she shouldn't be voicing those things on social media.
And see what...
Right. That's none of your business.
No, and that has nothing to do with anything. Like, that's not disparaging to anybody.
Right. That has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, see, that's different than what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like, dude, you're going out in public and you're
bashing the company.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, you're vandalizing
something. This had nothing to do with the company, but it's like an alignment of values wasn't there. So for her, she left eventually. But when she posted that, they asked her to take it down. And I think right there is what breaks the relationship. Like, we do not have aligned values.
No.
So I cannot be here.
See, and that's the beauty of the free market, though, is you can take yourself elsewhere. Now, that's easier said than done, obviously. For sure. But try to find something else.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's messed up. Things like that you should not be judged about posts like that.
Right.
Now, people are going to disagree with you. Everybody disagrees about something, but to get reprimanded about Pride Month, really?
Right.
That's a little weird.
Yeah. It's a little much.
It's like, that is truly none of your business.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would they have said anything if she said,
Happy 4th of July.
No. I'm happy I'm straight.
Right.
Would they have said anything?
Well,
probably not.
I mean, she she is an ally to that community, not that she's, in one of the represented.
Right. I understand.
But yeah, but it just
my point
doesn't make.
My point is, though, would they have jumped her shit for saying the opposite?
Right.
And
No.
I feel like they wouldn't have said anything.
Right.
And that's strange. It's like, dude, okay, if you don't want to see what I'm posting, then don't read it. Especially things like that.
And if it's not about your company.
Right. But like I said, unfortunately or fortunately, it can go both ways depending on the situation. They have the right to remove her.
Mm-hmm.
Because
that's sad.
It's a free country, and it's a free country for them too.
Yep.
The owners of that company can say, I don't like that.
When it becomes a values thing, though, it's not even just shit talking the company. It's a values thing. And our company, the company and she did not align. You made that very clear.
Yeah,
after
it's time for me to go.
Right.
Clearly, it's time for me to go. Yeah, it's messed up, though. I don't like that. And it's messed up because if you think about it, there's no real good way to solve these kind of problems.
Nope.
Because if you say, well, companies shouldn't be able to fire you for that, well, then that snowballs into this huge cluster. It's like, well, you're taking away the freedom of the owner of the company.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're taking the freedom away from your friend.
Right.
She's not allowed to do free speech. And it's like, well, yeah, she is. But that doesn't mean me as the owner of the company have to agree. And
unfortunately.
And
for that specific scenario.
Right. And I'm not either side.
I understand.
Disclosing either side or whatever. But it's kind of.
It's a slippery slope.
It is a very slippery slope. And a segue from slippery slope.
I don't know if I like segue from slippery slope.
Louisiana just passed a law to post the.
Whoa, that has nothing to do with the slippery slope.
Yes, it does.
Okay,
now let me get there. Louisiana just passed a law to post the 10 Commandments in all school classrooms.
Was this voted on by the people?
I don't know.
Good talk.
But I'm just saying, they just passed a law. So they're going to post the 10 Commandments in classrooms. What do you think about this?
So, first initial thought, was it voted on by the people? If it was voted on by the people, to me, that is what a majority of people have voted for, have voiced voiced that they want. So it should move forward. Caveat to that, though, is if individuals who are not of that faith don't believe this should continue, they have the right to challenge it. You can take it to the Louisiana Supreme Court.
Or do you say, I want my religious text posted on the walls in all schools?
They could very well do that too.
My issue, it's a First Amendment issue. The government isn't supposed to promote or align themselves with any religion.
Freedom of religion. Yep. All religions are free.
Right. So they're aligning themselves. That is a government agency or a state government aligning themselves with a religion. I'm a Christian and I think this is bullshit.
I'm not going to disagree. My caveat here is if the people voted on it.
The First Amendment is very clear that the government shall not.
I understand. But if the people voted on it and that's what they want, and that's what lawmakers in that state said, okay, people said, yes, we're going to pass the law. Then our judicial system needs to get involved and say whether or not it's constitutional. That is a constitutional government.
Yeah, and it's not, in my opinion, it is not constitutional because your state government is aligning itself with the religion. And I don't.
Go to Louisiana and defend them.
And I don't think that's right. There's a separation of church and state.
Yep.
And you're clearly not separating it.
We need to add another one at this point. We need to have a separation of church and state as well as a separation of state and social policy.
Yeah. I agree.
We need complete separation of religion and social policy from our government.
For sure.
It is insane how much they are trying to control and be involved in. I'm on a soapbox now. Let me come back down.
Well, the first commandment is about God. You won't believe in another God, but this God.
Right. That is against other children who are of other faiths.
Correct.
I understand.
That, like I said, I believe in the 10 Commandments because I'm a Christian.
Oh, I've got something to say about that.
However, to all these people that are over there that don't believe in Christianity or Jesus and things like that, it's like this. How does that make them feel?
I'm getting so excited about this conversation.
Okay, go.
Okay. So on The Chosen, the new season came out, and the episode, I can't remember which episode it is, but Jesus is explaining to his disciples that the 10 Commandments, yes, are the laws of Moses. They are very important, but they do not trump anything that Jesus came on this earth to do. We are Christians. We've already said that. Believe in Jesus. Big Bib Jesus.
Love
Him
Big Baby Jesus.
saying that, like the example was, but we're supposed to honor our mother and father. And Jesus says you can honor your mother and father, but not before or above me.
Right.
Yes. So, yes, you can put the 10 Commandments in school if that's what people voted on, but the judicial system should be getting involved because Jesus said the 10 Commandments do not come above him.
It's just strange, though, how...
I don't think that made any sense what I just said.
But it's strange how... Because a lot of the people that are supporters of this will get super mad if another religion said, well, we want ours on the wall, too.
True. Rules for me, but not for
right.
thee.
It's like, no. That's why you don't put any of that shit in school at all.
Yep.
And that's a home thing and a personal quest to go on and learn about.
Yep.
It's not a school thing.
Right.
School's not there to teach you a religion. And that actually, it really does make me kind of angry because that is not the place for that.
Agreed. I think.
But it's also not the place for a lot of stuff.
It's not the place for social policies.
Exactly. You teach me math.
Yep.
You teach me history. And you teach me science and English. And then you send me home.
Yep.
That was the weirdest face I've ever seen.
Sneeze. It went away because you made okay.
But yeah. Schools are turning into indoctrination stations.
Well, and I feel like people would argue with you on what you just said about teach me those basic fundamentals and send me home because a lot of kids aren't getting that at home, aren't getting the social training, aren't getting the exposure to all of these other things that goes through life. And it's like, but that's a home problem.
Yeah, that's not a state issue.
Right.
You don't then blanket say, oh, okay, every kid that goes to public school now has to learn about all these social issues and all these religious issues and all blah, 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 blah. No.
Right.
That's separate. That is a home thing.
Yep.
And if it's not at home, they'll learn it.
Yep.
Kids are freaking smart, man. Ours is. She catches up on stuff and we're like, uh-oh.
If they have screens, they'll figure it out. I promise.
Yeah, it's just wild, though, that they're thinking that this is a good idea. Like I said, I'm a Christian person. I don't think public schools, a state-run thing or a government-run thing should be involved in religion or social issues.
For sure.
Sure.
So I had a dream the other night.
Oh, God. Did I get punched when you woke up?
No. I am a very vivid dreamer. I have been that way since, honestly, as long as I can remember.
Yeah, you've sat up in the bed and typed.
I used to work at a hotel, and yes, I was checking in whatever we called him.
A guest.
Thank you, a guest to the hotel. I sat up and I was, how am I help you? Yeah.
Like, damn, you should call them up and get overtime. Checking people in from the house.
That was one of my first big girl jobs, and it was very stressful. But most recently, like how detailed do you remember things from your dreams? Because
Rarely.
literally, I had to look this up. I had a dream about an address, a full address. Don't know what city, state, or zip I was in, but it was 4755 Moshell. And I can't remember if it was Drive, Court, Street, but something.
Did you look it up?
I did. It doesn't exist.
Okay, good.
It doesn't exist. But it was the strangest thing that it was in my head when I woke up, and I had to look it up. I had to.
I don't think I've ever been able to remember that much about my dreams.
Oh my gosh! Like, it was insane that an address stuck in my head.
It's kind of weird,
right?
Yeah,
a little crazy.
A little bit.
Aw, you almost didn't answer, and I was going to congratulate you, but okay. Have you heard about the Haktua girl?
I did. I don't know how you couldn't have heard about Haktua girl. That's how you should have asked me. Have you not heard about the Haktua girl?
Yeah, she's very popular right now.
Yeah, she's a living meme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how would I don't even know what to say about it, to be honest with you. Like,
I thought people are dogging her like her dad's gonna be so proud. It's like she was being funny. And it was funny.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny as shit. And everybody's like, oh, the Haktua girl's dad is like, you know. I'm like,
but
it's just being funny, man.
In all of the music that's out there today, right. There are WAP, for example.
Well, and how many girls and dudes are on OnlyFans and all that shit, selling access to their
Haktuas.
But it's just weird, though. It's like, I don't know. You guys are dogging this girl about being freaking. I thought it was hilarious, to be honest with you, but being really funny.
But who actually does that Haktua sound?
I mean,
I've never heard a Haktua.
If you Haktua'd me, I would be fucking pissed. Because that's disrespectful.
Oh, God.
That's Lugian.
Right? That's what I thought, too. Like, she's talking about a Lugi.
That's
not... Like, that's not like just a friendly pitu.
No,
like
she's a Haktua. That's nasty.
You're about to become your own little meme.
That's okay.
You're going to be immortalized.
I'm just saying that's disrespectful. No Haktua'ing over here. That's vile.
I've got a final thought for you.
Final?
Yeah.
Podcast over?
Before it's over, do you hug with your eyes open or closed?
God, I don't know. That's a weird question.
So... Going back to the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders, they all hug a lot in all of those episodes. And some of the girls have their eyes open. Some of them have them closed. And I'm like, oh no. What do I do?
I feel like my eyes are open.
I feel like
my eyes are open because I'm always looking out for like ninjas in the woods and shit.
Ninjas in the woods when you're hugging somebody in the house.
Some fucking weird stray cats out here in Florida.
You hug our daughter before she goes to school.
Looking all over.
Where's our cat Benny?
Yeah, I'm always on high alert.
God.
I'm serious. I'm terrified.
So now I'm going to be very conscious as to whether my eyes are open or closed.
You're going to just do it like
one eye.
I'm both.
I'm going to watch out for the ninjas.
All right. So we have swapped hosts again.
Oh.
We are now on. Let me just back it up here.
Yeah, do that.
To manage a podcast, it takes a lot of tools, right?
You were very good at it, yeah.
We had a Patreon, we had a website, and then we had a host. 2 or 3 separate tools, and they all cost money, and they aren't cheap.
Uh-huh.
Well, Substack is all 3 of those tools in one. So we got a website through Substack, and now we have our Patreon membership. It's not really a Patreon membership anymore, but that's through Substack too. and they host our podcast and video episodes. Please sign up for no, you don't have to pay us, but sign up for our newsletter. It helps us kind of raise up in the Substack rankings. It's kind of nice, and you can sign up for free. It'll still send you our weekly or bi-weekly updates and episodes, and we're also going to start posting some blog type stuff there too, because it's kind of fun, you know what I'm saying? But we're also, this is the thing, we're going to do some
specials.
Yeah, VIP or paid subscriber only episodes to kind of entice you into joining, giving us some money. Yeah. What did you want to call the VIP membership?
I don't remember.
Unfiltered Heathens or something like that?
No.
What? You lied to me.
Free opinions? I don't know. It's still on the whiteboard.
The Heathens were better.
Thanks. My first idea was better. Okay, gotcha.
Love you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Unfiltered Union podcast. If you liked what you heard today, be sure to hit that subscribe button to keep up with our latest episodes. Thanks for being a part of the Unfiltered Union family.